Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Sportiest stream. Nice to see you all back here. If you guys saw the schedule earlier today, we've actually got two more matches coming up tonight, not just one. We've got upcoming is our actual LOS Champs matchup here between a Magician Esports and 100x35 Eternal. Look at our schedule coming up soon here. Again, earlier today we saw Fearless and Swordfish Academy, and up next we'll have actually a 10 p.m. match. A 10 p.m. match between Affinity Academy and the Cobb Gobblers. So yeah, again, two more matches up tonight. Both of them pretty important in their own ways, but you'll see that Affinity Academy and Cobb Gobblers match matter in terms of playoff seeding. For Magician Esports 135 total, what's pretty significant about this match is the fact that it's a LOS Champs match. We haven't had one in a few months. We haven't seen one. This is also our first time actually in Season 4, which also pretty important in that way. Again, we have not seen Season 4 as of yet, but this is week 2 of the Tier 3 event, so this is around mid-GC. GC2 probably is my guess of when this, of what ranks this encompasses. Around that rank anyways. Match for these players, but we're still the matches, and the teams trying to ready up at this point, and for a very good reason. You see up here, Magician Esports, 100x Eternal. Yeah, we're just gonna look to get things up and ready to go here. You've seen this Eternal team before. Chrono, Junior Diaz, Sergeant Plump. That was the old 135 white team when they were on this stream. Back when I wasn't even on 135, I got to see this team come together. A very solid team. You're going to be seeing a lot of Chrono and Blump kind of really do the fundamental stuff. Hold up that team. Junior Diaz, he's a classic mechanical player, so you'll see him do some pretty insane stuff. But in the week 2 for both these sides, it was not an easy week 1. For Eternal, a 3-2 win over 135 Team Not Found, which is very impressive. They were able to beat Team Not Found, because we've seen Team Not Found. They're very solid. Magician Esports also had a 3-2 win over Team Violet. So for both these sides, Game 5 wins just to get to this 1-0 point, but found a way to do it. That was their chance to try to improve on that current 1-0 record. Again, Magician Esports in on 100x Eternal, the 135 Esports organization that always likes to be on the stream, so always happy to see that org here. Just excuse me. And usually when this org's here, usually means there's a good amount of support as well. But again, we'll see how they'll do here. This is not an easy matchup, that's for sure. It's going to be a tough one. Really going to make their job difficult. This Magician Esports. I don't know this Magician Esports team. I've never actually seen this team before. And I have seen this Eternal team. It's the old white roster. We'll see what has changed, because I'm almost certain that the last time these guys have been teammates, it was a very long time ago. A lot of things have changed since then. Big match this will be. Again, some really solid players. This is going to be 3v3, by the way. I think I forgot to mention, this is 3v3. This will be a 3v3 best of 5. Only best of 5s for the rest of the night. We'll have this match, of course, our one afterwards at 10. I'm excited for this. You guys should be excited as well. Again, we'll just be getting these things sorted out. Ready to go as soon as we can. All of you out there in chat are having a good time. Again, reminder, you got this match again. There's not too many locations on this one here. As again, we're gonna message these guys. Let's just make sure these guys are good to go. Again, we're still a few minutes before our match start time, but just gonna make sure these guys are good to go. Just looking to get everything sorted as easily as possible here, as we actually are getting a message. Esports have just said they are in, so it's gonna be Sorcerer, Pixelo, and Floofy in tonight. And again, it's on. They only have 3 players: Sergeant Blump, Junior Diaz, as well as Chrono. So again, we'll be getting this sorted out as soon as we can. As again, just sorting things out, just getting ready. We'll make sort it out here. Again, just sorting things out. Hopefully, all of you a good night. Actually, I'm excited to see this one. Again, best of 5, 1-0 versus 1-0. Both these teams went to Game 5. Again, I'm impressed. Eternal actually beat a team that found. That's a very tough team to beat. So, tells you just how good this Eternal team is. Again, they're kind of high GC2, kind of probably nearing GC3 then if they're beating Team Not Found. Magician Esports obviously have the very same tier, tier 3. So honestly, this match could go to Game 5. I'd love it to go to Game 5. Haven't seen one of those in a little while. As welcome in, Floofy. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How you doing? Thank you for joining this video stream. Good luck in your match, Floofy. As again, just actually make sure everything's good. Thank you. Of course, you're welcome, Floofy. Therefore, I want to see some good action. I just love game. I just love Rocket Leagues. Again, just make sure everything's good and underway. I do have a couple other people who are messaging me right now about other things, but just make sure that's all sorted out before we get into the series. This best of 5. Assuming Eternal's just gonna come back in just a moment, just to came from a break or from some warm-ups. Again, big time matches here. 1-0 teams. Someone's gonna keep the undefeated record. Someone will not. So, I guess especially early on. Again, I think it's only 6-week season. In LOS, I think it's only a 6-week regular season. You've got a lot to do to keep that season as good as you can, and early matches really do set you apart from the rest. Even if you have a bad ending, you can start off really well and do just fine. We're still waiting on Hunter's Eternal. They should be here any moment. Again, if you guys already haven't already, make your predictions now, and the prediction channel is still very much open. There's a good amount of points waiting there. Sure, in your hands. If you want to vote on who you think will win this one, this is a good match to vote on. There's going to be hopefully a good amount of voting for either side. We're waiting on update here between Magician Esports and Eternal. Hopefully Eternal will join in any moment. They have up to 15 minutes, as in any match, but hoping we don't have to use too much of that. And their captain being Chrono. He's gone by Chronos. Chronista, he's gone by AP. We'll see what name he goes by. He probably goes by just he'll probably just go by his normal Chrono AP today, but always fun to see the fun name choices of these Eternal players. I know. Again, these guys have been around for a while. They've been on the stream a ton. Fast. This is a team that is kind of nostalgic to me. White team, this white team cast. One of the first teams I casted for 135. Very solid roster. We'll see how they do as they play here. Right now, though, they're having issues, I think, just getting into the lobby. Hopefully they're just finishing up warm-ups or they have a bathroom break. I haven't had any message from Chrono, but I'm assuming he's just fine. We'll give him a few more minutes. Hopefully they're just a little delayed. It does happen a ton, especially at this level. I'm just gonna say it. The higher rank the player is, the more likely it is they're going to be delayed for some reason or another. It just always seems to happen that way. Ironically, lower ranked teams generally get in the lobby a lot better. Don't know why it is that way. I don't know why it is that way. It's not like it really matters to me, but it is funny. As there they are, they're in. Chrono, Plump, and Junior Diaz are in the lobby, so let's get these two teams ready to go. 2 1-0 sides. Welcome to LOS Champs Season 4 here on the Sportiest stream. 2 1-0 sides. 1 from X25 Esports, 1 from Magician Esports. A best of 5 series. One of these teams will keep their undefeated record going in the week 3. The other will lose it. They've already had to go to Game 5 in week 1 this season just to put themselves at this record. Now in week 2, who will have enough to pull ahead here, especially early on? Magician Esports, you have the ball early as Max Eternal already showing that they're not afraid to overcommit, which I don't think is too much of a surprise with the roster they have here. Junior Diaz, Lump, both love to be aggressive players. You're gonna see a lot of that from them. They trust a ton in Chrono. Hold down that back line for them while they push up, and we're gonna be seeing a lot of that for Eternal, where there's gonna be a lot of Chrono sitting in that backfield. Be up to him to make sure this team kind of sticks together, gets that rotation back under form. As here's a shot from Junior Diaz, that's going to fall in, and it's goal number 1 for 100x Eternal. As this has felt a little too free here. Magician Esports never challenge. It's an easy one. Junior Diaz won't be missing that shot, as Floofy must have thought he was a lot closer to that one than Junior Diaz was. There'd be no other reason to call Sorcerer off that one. 100x Eternal, though, taking advantage of a bad communication. I'm going to mix it in as that. That's their first of the series. Magician looking for an answer here. Floofy. Great first touch, but the second will only stay wide as Eternal sitting in that backfield. Junior Diaz, dribble, looking to make it 2, but Pixlo does well to cut off that option in Chrono. Some great positional awareness there from Pixlo. It's so easy to get tied into that first player, thinking they're going to shoot up at this level. Teamwork is going to be the name of the game for a lot of these teams. They're not going to win without it, that's for sure. For Pixlo, he recognizes that ability, he recognizes that possibility. And for this Eternal team, with how long these guys have known each other for, they're going to have a ton of chemistry. As Junior Diaz, that's a great catch there. Dropping down for Chrono. That's off the back wall, and it is open! And Junior Diaz will make it his second. 100x Eternal, add more to the scoreboard. As Junior Diaz, the mechanics, this guy still has it after so much time being in the spotlight. And he'll use it here to get past Magician Esports and then finish it in the open net. The next 35 side. So far, a lot to talk about, and I would be lying if I said that everything was not good. They've been playing incredibly well. This has been a offense from Eternal that is no surprise to me. That usual aggression from Blump, that mechanics from Junior Diaz, the passing as well. This has been impressive to me, though. Even on that old roster, it felt like the passing just wasn't always fully there. This is some beautiful passing, though. And again, just Junior Diaz does so well to bait people in. He's such a mechanical player, you think he's going to do something a little more. He doesn't have to. It's simple, and it's effective, and in this level, that's all that matters, is putting the ball in the back of the net. The Magician Esports, a pretty tumultuous start for them so far. The Eternal are bringing the offense to them. That is not a good thing to say about any 135 team, especially one that's been together for this long. And this is the 135 team that did have to play against Team Not Found in Week 1, beat them in Game 5, so if they can beat Team Not Found, there's not going to be a lot of teams at this level that are going to beat them. The Magician might be added to that list as Bixlow doesn't read it. Junior Diaz will put in his third. 3 shots and 3 goals. Junior Diaz cannot be stopped in front of the net. As Hunter Eternal, and just another one set off that back wall. Magician Esports are struggling to keep up with it. A bad start is only getting worse for this side. Really, again, just nothing wrong to say about how this 100x side is playing. Luffy. That one to Sorcerer! And a response from Magician Esports. At this point, nobody's going to stop scoring. Great play from Floofy. Finds Sorcerer in the midfield and a pass the other way. Magician Esports breaks through the Eternal defense for the first time. Start they'll be happy with. Still ongoing as Blump now in the midfield for Chrono. That one will go wide and then a Sorcerer struggles to keep up. Chrono, Junior Diaz, and another open net for Junior Diaz. How long can he get away with this? He has not missed. And I hate to say this, he won't be missing. When you give this man open nets, it doesn't get much easier than this. Magician, all the work they've done already. Maybe, just maybe, Magician Esports are realizing it's a bit tougher of a task than maybe they initially thought it would be. One of the reasons for that is just Junior Diaz is hitting his shots, and that used to be one of his major critiques of Junior Diaz, especially in the past when he kind of had that hiatus between teams. The last team he was on actually it was a team I believe with Blump and Chrono. A lot of issues with his shooting. He actually got replaced on that team. Obviously, he's proving that since then, he's not making that same mistake. I mean, 4 goals, definitely a statement here. Magician Esports trying to find an answer. Bixlow, Sorcerer looking for the bump, but Chrono, as again, counted as that last one back for External. He's not afraid of that position. He's, in fact, relished in it. It's a great pass. Blump's gonna make it 6-1. Onyx Eternal will not miss the net. Chrono, the outplay to Blump, the speed of Eternal, combined with their aggression, makes this play happen. This game has really gotten out of hand for Magician Esports, and it's not the start you want a series like this. Onyx Eternal better on all sides of the field as they look to make it 7. Chrono's first of the series. And 100x will not stop. This team just continues this pressure. 7-1. And while I know this roster and this organization is based out of Puerto Rico, I might need to change to Portuguese. We're off to Rio de Janeiro. Onyx Eternal continues to hold that 7-1 lead, but Magician Esports, an open chance in the field. Bixlow looking for Sorcerer, just looking for some chance of the net, but that one will go wide. Sorcerer still on it, definitely feels like a player who's on a mission to just shut down Eternal at the end of this game. But it will not happen. Blump to Junior Diaz. And Junior Diaz! 5 goals on 4 shots? My goodness. Alright, he's really making a statement out there. As this one, I'm just gonna say it, I think he sneezed on that ball. That's why he got the touch there. Seriously, I have no clue how he got that one. It doesn't matter how he got it though. It's 8-1. Onyx Eternal, a shutout, not a shutout, a blowout against Magician Esports. Almost a shutout though. It's 1 goal away as this one will hit the ground. Thankfully to Magician Esports, this tirade is at least stopped for now. Junior Diaz with 5 goals. Onyx Eternal, once they got going, they just never stopped. The shooting being 9-2. I can't believe Eternal. They're not missing. This is 9 shots to 2. And the vast majority of Junior Diaz's goals, at least, I think all of them actually, for the most part, were open nets. Onyx Eternal, they're not out beating Magician by the quality of the shots. Despite the fact that they're just beating them one-on-one. Not a good sign for Magician if the one-on-one abilities of Eternal are beating them, because that's a tough thing this turn around. Eternal, again, a roster that's been together for such a long amount of time. They're known to cause these kind of blowouts. Even in the past, when I first saw this team, one of the first things I noticed about them was just how good they were at, getting one goal and just immediately, maybe not even a minute later, somehow making it even bigger. Somehow adding multiple goals to that lead. It's a really tough team to stop once they get on a good start. Which means, really, the plan for Magician Esports has to be stopping Eternal from getting on to a good start. Get that first goal, get that first strike, be the ones to make the first move. Right now, Magician Esports, they haven't done it. That's one of the reasons why Eternal is playing so confidently, is playing so well. As now Junior Diaz sent down the field, Sorcerer will hit off the sidewall and a great touch there, but it does fall in front of the net. Floofy will clear. Still, it's Eternal's balls. Chrono up with it. Not very mechanical. He's gonna look for the fake though. And he got two to jump. But Magician still say, now Blump. The bump on Sorcerer. Chrono jumps in. But Floofy clears it away. It's Junior Diaz. Will hit it out, or at least I thought he would. Sorcerer got the dunk. Floofy was looking for the net, but he found nothing as Chrono on the dribble. Oh, an interesting flick there. I don't know if he'll ever do that again. Eternal won't mind. They still have the ball here. And for Magician, it's just agonizing to get this ball away from the side. They just don't win these challenges. As Chrono, a big win in for the net. And 100x Eternal score first for the second game. Chrono challenges. That's a very 100x35 play. To throw yourself the ball when you had no business doing so. But for Chrono, unlike other times, this one will work, as now Bump with a double! And that's gonna fall in on the cusp bar! Eternal make it two! And just what I told you, this team can get off to such quick starts. Once they have one goal, it doesn't take them long to add more. And what was a pretty stalemated start to this game, well, it's not a stalemate anymore. Alex Eternal looking to run away with another one here. As Magician Esports going to keep up. Junior Diaz to the back wall, looking for the double, won't get it, but it's Blump to shoot, and that net's wide open. 2 goals for Blump. And Eternal are back in business. At this point for Magician Esports, how do you stop the bleeding? They might need a tourniquet. That's how bad this is for them. Chrono. The side wall. Looking to keep pushing in further against this Magician Esports side. They don't want the bleeding to stop. They want it to get worse. They want this life of Magician Esports to be one they'll regret. This week match to be a tough one. And so far, Junior Diaz looking for the bump on Sorcerer. Can't get it there. Sorcerer's been the only player to consistently break through his Magician, but he only does it on mechanics. And the teamwork just isn't there, as here comes some passes. Chaos in front. And Eternal live and breathe in the chaos. A 4th goal. We're not even halfway through, and it looks like we might have another blowout. I'm worried for the lives of Magician Esports. While this series may only be 3 games, but honestly, it feels like it's going to only be 3 games. It's going to be the longest 3 games of their life, that's for sure. As Junior Diaz looking to add even more. Chrono won't challenge Floofy. He'll just keep the ball, but a bad touch means it's going backwards. Chrono, low boost. Gonna slow the play down. He's got the 50 as well. And Eternal, even in awkward positions, they still find the breakaway chance. As Junior Diaz off the sidewall. Floofy can't stop him. Now he's bumped his own teammates. Magician Esports, look at how far back they're pressed on their goal line. This team cannot get out of their defensive half. It's kind of the plans of Eternal, just to keep them locked up there as Chrono trying to add another one, a double commit from Magician as Floofy. It's been all over the place, it feels, with Magician, and that's not a good thing. A lot of what he's been doing has been sitting on that back line, save after save. For Eternal, the chemistry is doing so much for them, but that's an open net, and Big Slow will take it. Magician Esports not going to leave this game without a goal. As a big whiff from Blump, rare that he misses those usually pretty open opportunities. And it gives a chance where Sorcerer sends it up, Bexlow with the follow-up, and Magician Esports will start from there. This game far from over for Eternal, and that's why they're going to almost add another one off the kickoff. Here comes Chrono. Sorcerer will send it out. Floofy next up. Gets past one. Now past the other. Junior Diaz will stop him though. Oh, send it to the nets. That one. Sorcerer was not there. He will look for the boost. Clear this ball away, albeit not as well as he maybe wants to. Bixlow to the nets. That one's off the bar and in. And Magician Esports looking to mount a comeback. Linux Eternal, a lot of weaknesses here in the midfield and their lack of challenging. They're really sitting back a lot further. And for a team that's so aggressively minded, you would think that their midfield would be just the same, but going to see that pace of Magician is catching up to Eternal here. As Chrono to the back wall, looks to shut it down, can't get it! Junior Diaz won't be able to find the follow-up chance. They'll keep the ball here, at least for now. Bixlow, the corner, Junior Diaz at a full tank, now a flick away, looking for the pinch, but Sorcerer won't give it to him. Blump. Down the field, Floofy. It's gotta be awkward. Junior Diaz out for a Blum. Sorcerer couldn't get it. But he did cut down the angle. Anarch's Eternal. At this point, actually, they're really fighting for this 5th goal. They want to make sure this Magician Esports side does not get any ideas of a comeback. And just a great way to do it is to just shut them down, score 1 goal. Really make them feel that pain. As Junior Diaz. Inch with Bixlow, looking for one more, and you know he can hit those, but he didn't find it there. Now Bixlow to the net. Chrono's missed, Sorcerer's missed, Bump is missed. What tier is this? Is this tier 3? It doesn't look like it. Nobody can hit the ball. But finally, Eternal will send it out to the corner. Now another awkward play, and Sorcerer's taken it. 19 seconds left. Magician Esports have 1 goal needed to tie this game up as another miss, this time from Chrono, allows the net to be wide open, and Eternal now must be feeling the pressure. A 4-goal lead may not last for long. They have 19 seconds to hold it. Lump. Not a very strong touch, but it does keep it away for now. Sorcerer towards the net. Chrono keeps him out. Junior Diaz now gets past Bixlow. Floofy's pushed up. Junior Diaz looking to stop him. The bump, the ping, and that's gonna bounce in. Junior Diaz. Only 2 goals this game. But this one really counts. That will secure game 2 to 100x Eternal. 3 seconds to go. The opportunities will not come here for Magician Esports. Eternal now on to match point. Magician Esports have not been able to keep up with them easily here. Well, this game saw them mount that comeback. Still, Eternal are showing you that once they score, they do not stop. Again, the shooting heavily in their favor. 16-7. They're winning on just on the amount of shots they're having. Not even always the quality of it, although this game, they did struggle to get those open nets as often. And for Eternal, only 1 game away from sweeping this team and to advancing their record to 2-0. One game left for Eternal. If they can take it, they'll be looking to do so. It's not one of those situations where you know, don't want to take. You want to take every game you can get. I mean, even at the end of the season, it's going to matter. Game differential determines seeding, and a lot of these tiers, if you can get an extra round off, that's a good thing. It's single elimination in that final bracket. You don't want to play an extra match if you don't have to. For Eternal, sweep over Magician Esports could be a really great way to really keep themselves in a high ranking, a high placement amongst the other teams. Not only because it, you know, keeps the record undefeated, it also, again, that game differential can set the seeding, but they don't get it there. It's Bixlow with the early shot, and Magician Esports have mounted a crazy comeback here, and a lot of it just comes from Luffy. Again, he's all over the place. Even since that very first game when he had to play so much defense, Magician Esports have been utilizing him perfectly. For Onyx Eternal, they might need to tread a little more carefully here. I just feel like a team that's a little bit more panicked. A good sign for this Eternal side if they're not as confident as they are in each other as they used to be. so far. 1 goal difference. Very comebackable for Eternal, and we know again, once they get 1 goal, a second goal is usually soon to follow, as here comes Chrono looking to start it off. Pixlo will keep him out. Diaz off the sidewall. He's got that second touch, just enough on it. He'll still be the ball for Eternal, but not for long. Sorcerer uses that first one up for this Magician Esports side. Won't be able to make anything happen there. Pixlo now. Sent down view, but it's straight to Junior Diaz, who'll return to sender. Magician Esports gonna hold it close, trying to keep that pressure. It's a really great touch up for Sorcerer, but he's bumped out by Sergeant Blump. And Eternal, it's an open net! A big miss from Floofy! And Junior Diaz will say thank you very much. That's a freebie every single day of the week. You don't give those chances, Junior Diaz. He's been hitting open nets all night long. And he won't be missing them anytime soon. He's definitely not planning on it. Still, it's only a tie game. Eternal now having just scored a goal. You know how this team likes to advance. Again, I've mentioned it. That second goal might be soon to follow. Magician Esports have to do well to really stop this Eternal team and at the very least slow them down. Give yourself time, buy yourself opportunities. Magician Esports who are doing well, they're holding this midfield. Every second is on offense is a second that Eternal don't have on offense. Means less time for them to be on offense, less time for them to score. Ultimately, for Magician, keeping it close might be their game plan. Is another whiff and another goal for Pixlo. Magician Esports have been countering Eternal's poor defensive choices at times. As for Blump, that's just not the touch you need there. Junior Diaz, I don't know if he called him off or not. It doesn't look like he did, but he really should have. That was an easy touch for him. It's one of those where if he calls off Blump, he has an easy clear away, at the very least, an easy dribble to that sidewall could set up a solo attempt out for the midfield. Instead, Eternal just not on the same page as Chrono now, looking for the dribble. One kept out by Magician, Sergeant Blump now. It's up for Floofy, but he just sends it away. It's straight to Chrono. Now a demo. The net is wide open, and Chrono will score. With a demo like that from Sergeant Blump, Eternal, they're really making their mark here, and it's through those demos they're starting to get much more aggressive on them. This game, at the very least, we've seen an increase in the demo plays from Eternal. And Magician Esports, they are not ready for that. They didn't see in the last 2 games all that frequently. Now that Eternal are starting to throw more at that net in that kind of play style, it's becoming a lot more difficult as now. This one's open as well. Great stop from Sorcerer, who'll hit off the sidewall. Blump back off the back wall. Floofy won't have it. Pixlo will. Junior Diaz facing the wrong direction, looking to keep the offense going. Now sent to the back wall as well. Sorcerer, ooh, he's got a touch. It did not look very comfortable though. And it's a sign that boost for this Magician Esports team starting to run low. And now Junior Diaz trying to recover to this one, but Pixlo won't give him the chance. A fake from Sorcerer. Oh, yeah, for Sorcerer, saucy with these dribbles. But Chrono won't give him that one easily. He's still on it though. Sorcerer wants at a boost. I don't know. Should be able to take this ball away, at least for the time being. Eternal, definitely their toughest game so far, but they are still finding ways through. A shot from Junior Diaz, and unlike his last shots, this one is definitely not open. There are 2 in front. They both jumped, but Junior Diaz had them beat. 100x Eternal with a 1-goal lead. Under 2 minutes left to go here in Game 3. Eternal, again, what I've said before, the toughest game as of yet, and yet still, these guys are tough to beat. As a great save there. Sorcerer can't score. Just great desperation from Chrono. At least recognized a bit late there, but he did recognize his teammates had overcommitted. He was in the wrong position. He gets enough of a piece on it. Eternal keeps the lead, and in fact, they're still looking to add more to it. A second goal would be a brilliant play here for them. Right now, they'll be happy with one. Pixlo off the sidewall, Blump with a dunk, looking for one more. Blump almost tucked it in, but it does roll up the post. Chrono, follow up! And 100x Eternal continue their goal-scoring run. Blump nearly had it there with that double tap, but Chrono will make sure it counts. It was a rocky start in Game 3, but Eternal have turned that offense back on. And once that offense gets going, Magician Esports, now they've got to play aggressive themselves, and that is not a good sign here. As long as Eternal's defense holds on, they're going to take this series. Magician, their defense, it's not going to be much of a factor anymore in the final minute here. It's all about that offense. You got to push upfield. You got to take risks. As here comes Bixlow in for Sorcerer. Oh no, keeps it out. Onyx Eternal keeping the saves on the goal line, but Junior Diaz, that one stopped by Sorcerer. Bixlow jumping up for it, but his touch will be wide of the net. Eternal will see it out that way. Now a 50, slowing down Magician with half a minute to go. Magician Esports needs 2 on the board, but they won't get it from that chance. They might get it from this one though, but Sorcerer's shot is weak. Well, Eternal are running on fumes at points in this defensive half. They're holding on, and they're really making life difficult for Magician here as they continue to try to push upfield, but Floofy won't get it. Bixlow towards that offensive half, trying to find something, but he won't get it, and he's been demoed away. Chrono will put in his third. And 100x Eternal, surely that secures the series for them. 3 games straight, just 3 games of straight domination. And another demo from Sergeant Plump as well to open up that back line. 100x Eternal, again, the same roster as what was on that old 100x35 white roster. And this is the domination that white roster was known for. They're still doing it even today. A 3-0 sweep. Magician Esports embarrassed here on the Spodia stream. A brilliant display of offense from Eternal. And what really set them apart this game were the demos. 3 demos from Blump, but I can count, and at least 2 of them resulted in goals. The big 3-0 sweep, Magician Esports, even so, fair play on them. They step up to Eternal. They just couldn't take them down. One of those matches where one team just never looks back. Eternal brought the offense. And, well, fortunately for Magician, they didn't bring much in return. They just couldn't. The Eternal team was just too good. Rio sweep. I know there's a good amount of 135 fans out there. I'm sure all of them will be quite happy with that result. Again, just looking. Yeah, we'll get an interview with these guys. For a second I thought they wouldn't do it, but they will. And we'll join in with these guys in just a moment. Here comes Junior Diaz, Sergeant Blump, and I don't know if Chrono is joining, but is Chrono joining? Yes, he is. There you go. Welcome in Chrono, Sergeant Blump, Junior Diaz. A 3-0 sweep. This feels a lot like the white roster. I know Thrifty said it in chat, but I gotta say it as well. This feels a lot like that 100x white roster of the past. I mean, just dominating teams, scoring goals whenever you felt like it. It's a bit nostalgic in a way, but you guys still have it even, all this time together. You're still a roster together, and you're still beating teams. Chrono, just tell me what it's like to be one of those long-standing 135 rosters, because generally speaking, rosters don't stick around for long. But you guys have stood the test of time. What does it mean to still be, this solid, very tough to shake roster even now?
I think it just kind of, proves how familiar we are with each other, and kind of, we've explored different options. Like, this is the last time we were a team, but I don't know. We just end up coming back together every time. And I just feel like, we've just played with each other for so long at this point. I believe we brought the first championships to 100x back almost a year ago at this point. And I don't know. Once we got back as a team, I never felt like we lost a step. So I love it. Love it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of those things where even though some of these games felt close, you guys always had that consistency when it came to the offense. Your offense has always been that strong point for you guys. It's never been a weakness, that's for sure. And I know, again, at least for you, Junior Diaz, you've always been kind of that spearhead of the offense. You've been scoring ever since you were first on this team back when it was 135 white. I know kind of partway through there were a lot of questions about your accuracy, but obviously since then you've improved. I mean, what it's like to come in this season, kind of a new season, a refreshed season, and to really show you deserve to be on, to be here and and you deserve to be on these, top 235 rosters.
I honestly just I was gonna play blind, but 'cause and that was gonna
Oh yeah,
be
yeah. He didn't have his glasses earlier. They were
I got him
broken.
10 minutes before the game, so I kind of helped. If not, I
And
was gonna everything like usual.
he's just gonna do everything like usual here. Well, again, Judy Diaz, still known for his scoring, still one of the best at, and obviously also joining us here, Sergeant Blump, coming in, and I mentioned how it feels like this team kind of has that defensive player. Obviously, I've mentioned you and Chrono kind of being players who can definitely take turns on that. I know Chrono specifically is definitely known for the defensive player, but it felt like Chrono took a huge amount of the offense this time, and it felt like you actually sat back a lot more. Was that a intentional decision from this team, or did that just come naturally from all of you guys playing together for so long?
I think it's just natural. I mean, we kind of switch up the play style so nobody gets used to us. So letting Chrono out of his cage a little bit definitely helped change up the offensive look. I mean, it worked. We put in a bunch of goals like we normally do, it's just in a different manner. Yeah, that's about it.
And a big sweep, and obviously you guys continue as you are. Chrono, a big win here. I know last week you guys had a pretty tough match against 135 Team Not Found to beat them 3-2. But just going through the season, there's still a ton more weeks. You know, we're still very early on in the season. So what are you guys going to do to continue to stay fresh? Because it can be so easy for teams that start off so well to kind of fall into a sense of laziness. I would say I don't really know what the better way to say it. I guess not even a sense of latency, maybe just a sense of complacency. What are you guys going to do to kind of stay fresh to make sure that you guys never kind of never lose your edge here against some of these other very strong teams in your division?
I feel like to a certain extent, we always, I mean, like Blump said, we kind of switch up our play style. Not necessarily intentionally, but we've been experimenting with juniors played, defense sometimes more than he did before. Kind of, been experimenting with me a little bit more on offense, just kind of different stuff like that. And I feel like, like Blump was saying, if you can consistently switch it up, like not majorly, but if you can get just some minor adjustments in your play style for every match the way you need to, just according to how the other team is playing, then you're really that's the way you got to go. Because one thing you really don't want to do is just stick with the same play style for a long time, because then you'll get figured out. So
Again, absolutely was impressed with you guys' performance today. A 3-0 sweep, a dominant performance here against Magician Esports. Before you guys go, of course, we'll do some quick shoutouts. It's been a little while since you guys have been on the stream, but it always feels nice to come back to what was probably the first team I ever saw from Herc 35 on this stream. So, you guys get to
Oh,
have
I'm
that
sorry.
What do you mean, sorry? What was that?
that's how we had to poison your eyes with our
Yeah,
gameplay. That's the first
exactly.
introduction to 100x.
Well, apparently, this team, you guys don't have to apologize, by the way. It was fun watching you guys back when you were 100x 35 Whites. And it's still fun even now that you're 100x Eternal. But again, we'll go through those shoutouts. We'll just go through one by one. Let's start with Junior Diaz. Is there any shoutouts, anything you want to say here to the streams, anybody watching, to people that have, continued to support you throughout your very illustrious career here on X35?
You know what, Thrifty? I can hit my shots now. That's all I got.
50 was one of the people that did call you out, so I do love Junior Diaz. You're taking the time just to make sure he lets 50 know that he does deserve to be here. As 50 actually has a response today, says finally, so 50's pretty happy as well. As now we'll move on to Blump. Sergeant Blump, is there anything that you'd like to say here?
Yeah, shout out to all the viewers coming to Sporty Stream. We appreciate all the support. Magician Esports, it was a great series. You guys are gonna be really good. They were a tough competition, even though we did score a lot. They're a very good team. Like Sky said, shout out to Thrifty. I know he was in chat. Somebody was reading it during the match. Yeah, shout out to 100X as a whole, all the boys. You mentioned Team Not Found before. Shout out to them. We love playing against them and scrimming with them. Those are our boys.
Of course, we'll end things out here with Chrono. Chrono being that captain now. Is there anything you would say? The floor is yours. I mean, your series is very quick, so you have a lot of time if you want to use it.
Well, I mean, like like they were saying, I'll just say the same thing. Shout out to Thrifty, big boss, always gets it done. Always there to support us, cheer us on, even when he's at work. You know, you'll hear him in the call, greeting customers and everything. Then once they're gone, back to supporting his org whenever he can. So big love to him. Big love to the 100x main roster. I didn't check how it's been going today, but they did make day
They did
three.
lose. Yeah, they did make day 3. They unfortunately didn't make it today.
Yeah, which even then, just incredible accomplishment. Just proud for everybody involved with the org. Just never really been a better time to be a part of 100x. And yeah, GG's to Magician Esports. Definitely games 2 and 3 were really tough. Yeah, like Blum said, you guys are going to be great. Don't doubt yourself. Um, yeah, just all love.
Well, again, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining Chrono, Sergeant Blump, and Judy Diaz, the roster of 100x Eternal. Congratulations on your win here at tonight's. Have an amazing rest of your night, and hopefully we'll see you guys again soon.
Thank you, Sport.
Thank you.
Chrono there, Sergeant Blump, Junior Diaz joining in. Fun little 135 match. I haven't seen these guys in a very long time. It's nice to finally catch up with them and to see that they haven't changed at all ever since the last time I saw these guys. So, again, congrats to them, though, on their win in all seriousness. And our next series will be one more best of 5. This has playoff implications. Affinity Academy on the Corn Gobblers. Sorry, the Cobb Gobblers. Not the Corn Gobblers, the Cobb Gobblers. That match for the Black Line Championship Series Contenders Series will be up next after this quick break. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to this buddy's stream. We've got one more match tonight, and this one has some serious playoff implications. The Blackline Championship Series Contenders Series is back. One more week in its final week of regular season action, but this match, as I've said, playoff implications. Affinity Academy takes on the Cobb Gobblers in a best-of-5 series. But let's take a look at our schedule already. We got to see Survivors Academy sweep Fearless to that Skyward Series main event. Then we got to see 100X Eternal sweep Magician Esports to keep their undefeated record. Now Affinity Academy and Cobb Gobblers play against each other here for their shots at the playoffs. If we take a look at the bracket right now for the Contenders Series, we're not at the correct group, but once we're there they are. That group I actually is the correct group. Affinity Academy, Cobb Gobblers, both 4-2. Reminder, FFE Phoenix, they've got to play a match. They actually have to play a match as well this week. They already won against Sloth Hounds, so for them, the record's 4-3. The loser of this will also have a 4-3 record. There's a good chance whoever loses this series will be out of the playoffs. So you really can't have to win this matchup just for that alone. And for Cobb Gobblers, they have no choice. The game differential doesn't matter. If they lose, they're out. For Affinity Academy, they have a little bit better hope for them. The game differential, a +4 compared to FFE Phoenix's +2. Affinity Academy, as long as they don't lose, too badly. I actually have to see that they beat FFE Phoenix. FFE Phoenix, dude. They beat them, so they have to lose. As long as they don't lose 3-1 or 3-0, they will be going in. If they lose 3-2, game differential will save them. If they lose 3-1, actually, they will lose in the head-to-head to FFE Phoenix. They did lose to that team earlier this season in Week 5, so Affinity Academy, they played here. Both these teams do. You really just want to win at this point. That's how important this match is, but a lot of other teams, again, for a lot of other teams, they'll be watching this match eagerly. This best-of-5, it's simple, best-of-5 is the final match of their group, and it determines basically a whole season's worth of progress. Affinity Academy, part of the Affinity Reborn organization. Gobblers, they leave an unorged side, but they do have a little Twitter. Guys, you can check it out. I have it pinged in my post, so again, a fun little matchup, and you can actually recognize some of these players here on Affinity Academy. Shay has been on Affinity Reborn for a while. He was actually on the main team, I believe, for a little bit. Eulity was on Golden Hour Esports in the past. We've seen Haas and Zeno stay. Or Tomato, we've seen on the Affinity Reborn side. I think Haas, we've seen on Striker Esports in the past. Not on the Striker Esports main. And I think one of their premier 2v2 teams back in they were in Skyward Series. Zeno stay, I don't know if we've seen him. I think we've seen it, maybe in the up-and-coming cup. These are names I recognize, that's for sure. Good amount of them have not been on the stream in a very long time. How this best-of-5 will go for them. Again, it's one of those moments where somebody's going to be very excited at the end of this one, maybe more relieved. The other one's going to be devastated. It's been a long season. In 7 weeks of progress, you've got to play so many matches. Both these teams have 4-2 records. It's weird to think a team that's going to go out will have a 4-3 record. They'll have a positive record. That's rare for a team with a good record like this to be out. Usually, the teams that go out are the ones with losing records. Obviously, not for these matches. Well, again, things don't get much closer than this. This is going to be a very big matchup. Just waiting on making sure everything is confirmed, that these teams are ready. Again, this is a big series. Affinity Academy, the Cobb Gobblers. I love this Cobb Gobblers, by the way, team name. That's a great team name. Give it up to the Blackline Championship Series. We're having some of the greatest team names you'll ever see out there. But for now, just waiting on these teams. As soon as they're ready to go, we'll be good to see things happening here. And again, I'm happy we actually get to see this match. Originally, it was planned for 10. It was moved up back to 10:15. Now it's at 10 again. So we got this match A good time here, and both these sides will be excited to join on in. We get closer and closer to match start time, though. At pressure, I'm sure these teams are going to realize just how big this match is. It's going to feel that way, that's for sure. Don't blame them for it. It's definitely one of those matches that it's going to be insane. I'm excited to see this, and you know, I'm not even, you know, these teams, and I'm sure there's a lot amount of people that would love to see these teams play. Just looking to things sorted out here. Big best of 5. Season changing here. As we do have Affinity Academy in the lobby. It looks like it's going to be Shay, Yuli, and Haz here tonight. Cobb Gobblers, they have no shortage of players to utilize here. They have a roster, I believe, of 4? Yeah, they do. Again, and they have Dingsy, Whitey, Billy Scape, and Colorbeer. We actually recognize Colorbeer. He was on 7 Savages in the past. Always fun to see a lot of people. Hello, Worthy in chat. How you doing? Welcome in, my friend. Nice to see you joining in for some Contenders series action. Will be our final match of the night. Again, I'm just looking to confirm some few things here, because I think for Cobb, it's Billy Scape, Spidey, and it says Ings, but I'm assuming that's Dingsy. Running in. Again, I'm excited for this. We'll look to get this thing as everybody's in the lobby now. I feel like just this moment speaks for itself. Just how much of a season's on this one. It's ranks the teams playing. Since this is the Contender Series, this is around GC1 to GC3. It's generally around GC1, GC2. These teams are around that midway point. They are midway teams. Yeah, Tate's, yeah, GC2. GC2 is about where most of these teams are now, is GC2. After playing a whole season, but it's around GC1. There are like a few Champ 3 teams. There's a few teams that have hit GC3. So, pretty big matches. We are still trying to confirm things with these players. They want actually Twitch links, so we'll get these guys in 1 second. As soon as we get them all their Twitch links, and by Twitch links I mean like my Twitch link to them. Alright, this is our last match tonight, so I don't mind delaying a little bit. You're about to see some crack gameplay. Yes, Worthy, you were about to see some crack gameplay. And ironically, this is the second lowest division of the Blackline Championship Series. There's a couple of divisions above this one. There's Challengers, which is GC2, GC3. There's Champions, which is also around GC2, GC3, a little higher ranked. There's then Premier, which is like GC3 SSL. And then there's Masters, which is SSL, and like almost entirely SSL. So you're going to see some pretty crack gameplay. In mind, this is the second lowest division. There is the division below this one is the Academy Division. That's Champ 1 to Champ 3. And potentially a little bit in the GC1, but mostly around Champ 2, Champ 3, a little bit GC1. So you're going to be seeing here, but for now, let's get these teams in. I'm going to stop talking about tiers and start talking about this match, because this is a big one. The playoffs on the line for both these sides. Affinity Academy on the blue, the Cobb Gobblers on the orange. A best of 5 series, and this series determines who goes to the playoffs and potentially who will not. All these teams gotta do is win, but against another side just as eager to do so. That request, it might seem a bit foolish to say. Has Shay and Yuli on the blue. Got Gobblers with Billy Escape, Spidey, and Dingsy. They brought their best rosters out tonight for this exact occasion. The playoffs, there's only so many teams that can make it, and these teams want to be part of that list. It's an early chance, and has nearly dropped that one down. It was a great chance for him. Shay made that pass so slow for him as well. I think for Haz, it was so easy it looked that it actually was too easy for him, and he kind of second-guessed himself jumping for it. Affinity Academy, though, getting another chance. Shay, the flip reset will be stopped by Dingsy. And Affinity Academy doing well to hold the offense so far. Cobb Gobblers just feel a bit sluggish right now as that net's wide open. And Haz will put it in. 1 goal up for Affinity Academy. As the Cobb Gobblers still, again, I said, a sluggish start for this side. And they're going to need to pick up that pace or else they're going to be left behind. In a match like this, a best of 5, getting those early games win, putting your, your worries at ease, might be a good thing here. But Affinity Academy are only making life difficult for the Cobb Gobblers with them continuously staying on offense. Now an infield pass, Shay won't get the challenge, just an overcommit, and the Cobb Gobblers should score the other way. Spidey to put it, and that goes wide. How on earth did Spidey miss that? Oh, the pressure's really going to get to him now. If you thought it wasn't already on him already, now it's really there as Yoli nearly put one back in for Affinity. Early missed opportunities there on offense. You're selling. You can tell these teams, they know what's at stake. They've definitely done the calculations. It's very simple. You win and you go in, and for both of these teams, they know only one team can do it. Right now for Affinity Academy, they're really playing aggressive right now. This is a very over-aggressive style of offense. It's one you really don't want to rely on making too often. But for Affinity, at least for now, the big issue is going to be on those counterattacks. It's going to be recognizing when the Cobb Gobblers do have offense. Because once they do, it feels like Affinity Academy take a while to realize that. There's something they'll have to get used to as Haz 2 demos on the field. Dingsy will clear. Sidewall, second touch from Dingsy. Shay, getting it for Haz. Challenged by Billy Scape. Spidey, looking to try to tuck this under, but he won't be able to get around that one. An easy clear with Yuldi and Shay marching up on offense. Dingsy trying to find a clear. He's got the boost though, but he won't have the challenge versus Shay. In comes Haz, but he won't go for it. Affinity Academy sitting a little further back, only 1 goal up. They're realizing that they can't play that same style of offense for long. Hobgoblers are getting a little more used to it. But in comes Shay, not looking to the midfield. Spidey will send it out. Again, Yuli in the backfield. Last time we saw him, he was around that kind of GC1, even close to that champ level, back on Golden Hour Esports. I believe Golden Hour Esports Black was the roster that he was on. That's him. We've seen them win championships in the Golden Cup before. But this is a whole different roster. It's a whole different skill level. Yuldi has definitely improved since the last time I saw him, and that was admittedly a very long time ago. So interesting to see so many players you recognize come back on the stream again after such a long time of hiatus. In the Academy, and try to make this return one that's definitely worth it, as Haz missed it off the sidewall, challenged by Spidey. Shay and Yuldi not in the same position. That one saved. Billy Scape looking for the follow-up. It will go off the back wall. Haz didn't clear. Spidey to shoot. Shay to get the block. And Cobb Gobblers so close, but yet so far away from that net. Affinity Academy continue to hold on to this lead. Yuldi to make it 2. That one goes just off the post. In comes Shay. That stays high, and Dingsy will move the pressure, at least for now. Has Spidey. Another one on the goal line. Cobb Gobblers jumping early, but Yuldi will keep it out in 2 touches off the ceiling. Yuldi, not a player who I'm surprised to see use his mechanics for a strong play as he set up Haz. Affinity Academy will double their lead to 2. You knew a breakthrough would happen for one of these teams eventually. It's Yuldi to bring it. It's Haz to put it in. I was saying, a great demonstration of it there from Yuldi is that he's got the mechanics to make things happen. Even back when he was in GHG Black, he was definitely not afraid of putting in mechanical plays. You're seeing still that very same essence of Yuldi here, as now he's found a pass for Shay, but we'll say why. It's still another demo, my goodness. Affinity Academy have been ruthless on the field. Demos all over the place. And I don't think this Affinity side will be slowing that anytime soon. As Haz now a breakaway chance. Shay will put in a 3rd. And here comes Affinity Academy, catching the Cobb Gobblers in the wrong position as Billy Escape. You could see him on that replay. Backflip on the midfield. He was not ready for that kind of a dribble. And again, this Affinity Academy offense and this Affinity Academy aggression is one that definitely can surprise teams. It's one that just feels so reckless, but it is measured. It is, one where they recognize their strengths and their faults. They've had a whole season to do so, so not surprised to see that they have definitely been able to adapt to it. As for now, a pass down the midfield. Shay will clear it wide. Spidey across the midfield. In comes Billy Escape. Yuldi clears it away. Shea wants to send it back. Billy Escape. That one's the crossbar. It goes wide. Dingsy to shoot. And Has couldn't keep it out. The Cobb Gobblers with 1 goal back with 8 seconds to go. Is there enough time for them? Or is this just going to be a consolation effort? We'll see. They need a good kickoff to do so, to get themselves back, but they won't get it. And it's going to be Shea to waste all the time left for them. In fact, he'll put in 1 more. And yeah, after that kickoff, you can tell the Cobb Gobblers just gave up on the play. As Billy Escape, oh my goodness, another backflip from him. That's the 2nd time this game he's conceded a goal that way. And that's going to get into his head, just knowing that it's so simple. Such simple things like that. They're getting a call. Billy did crash, apparently, so we'll give him some time to reset for game number 2 here, but... And now, Affinity Academy, they're only 1 game away, technically, from actually securing a spot in that playoffs. Again, for them, winning the series will be a big deal, but if they go... as long as they don't lose 3-1 or 3-0, they're going to make it. The game differential will favor them that way. If they win 2 games, the absolute worst they can do would be 4th place. Which would be enough for them to get into that final bracket. Again, FFP Phoenix, but the Final Form Entertainment Organization. They're, I'm sure, very tense watching this matchup. Their playoff chances rest in the balance here. So long as one of these teams loses badly, and if Affinity Academy do win, they need them to win. Sorry, they need them to either beat the Cobb Gobblers or for the Cobb Gobblers to beat Affinity Academy now with these next 3 games. Affinity, again, a great start for them. Brought that offense, really brought the aggression to them. While the shooting was quite even, Affinity Academy possession was not. They definitely won on that field possession. Throughout that entirety of the game, especially early on, they brought in a ton of aggression. I think they realized by the end of it, though, they don't need to be as aggressive to find success. And, well, so far, they've found a ton of it. A 4-1 win in game number 1. They look to add more to it here. Going into game 2, 1 game away for Affinity Academy to guarantee themselves a spot in that final bracket. It's a big final bracket. So tough to get into it for the Contenders series. Every game matters, as already off to a great start. Yuldi nearly put 1 in. Here comes Shea. A flip reset. Looking for the fake. He almost got a 2nd one. Gobblers will wait, and Dingsy will send it out, but Has back in offense. Shea jumping, shooting, going, smashed into the net. Shea puts Affinity up by 1. Never in doubt. He puts his nose squarely on the ball, and Spidey, not enough time to react to it. His Spidey sense didn't kick in. 1 goal closer for Affinity Academy. 1 goal closer to the playoffs. But still, so much time left here in game 2. For a team like Affinity Academy, who, again, has already committed some overcommits last game. They are probably going to be wanting to get a couple more goals to make sure that even if their defense does fall apart, as it has seemed to be prone to do, we will still be the ones to reign supreme. But as dunked by Billy Escape, Yuldi, that one off the crossbar. I think he was trying to hit it high, almost missed the back wall entirely and hit his own net. We'll go for offense, looking for the bump on Billy Escape, but Dingsy will be the one called in to save that for the Cobb Gobblers. Now Shea, Billy Escape, missed it, but so did Has. Yuldi coming in off the back wall. Spidey clear, but in comes Shea on 0 boost, will be bumped out by Dingsy. Affinity Academy may be getting a little bit of their own medicine against them here. They have not been afraid to demo. It's all out of that last game from Has specifically. Affinity, it has been that kind of aggression that has allowed them to really break through the Cobb Gobblers, even in situations where you think they aren't going to win on the numbers. It's a way to even up that possession, even up that play. So far for Affinity Academy, been enough, but here comes a play. That one Has. Oh, it almost went in. Shea's follow-up. Stopped by Dingsy's Affinity Academy. Just put it rolling, shot after shot, play after play. Cobb Gobblers can't break out of their own half. Affinity holding them at siege. Hazard. That one Saved by Billy Scape. In comes Utility. Looking for more offense. Utility. The fake in front. And Shay follows it through. Affinity Academy now have a 2-goal lead. The Cobb Gobblers cannot keep them out for long. And this is a brilliant misdirection. Utility. Dingsy forced to wait on the goal line. He didn't know if it was Utility who would shoot or if it would be Shay. You'll find out very quickly. And you'll have nothing you can do to stop it. Off the kickoff, the Cobb Gobblers. Shay. Make that stop on Spidey. In comes Haz. Off the side wall. Billy Escape to Spidey, the redirect. That one staying high as Yoldi will clear it out. And now a follow-up shot. Good save from Shay. But still, the offense coming. Yoldi to Spidey. Yoldi keeps the ball away here. Affinity trying to continue that, but that's a great breakthrough! And Haz with the final touch. Cobb Gobblers send everybody up. But the house will fall under its own weight. Shay and Haz pass out of the defense, and that net is wide open for them. Over halfway through the game, and the Cobb Gobblers, their chance of getting in that playoffs becoming slimmer and slimmer, tougher and tougher. Now Affinity Academy is playing playing dominant offense, not, giving the Cobb Gobblers much of a time to breathe. Making the Cobb Gobblers probably second guess themselves here, and it's not a good time to do that here, especially when you're so close to the playoffs. You have a style that has worked so far this season. As Affinity proving that they might be a step ahead here as Dingsy. That one off the crossbar, and it will be a free clear as Haz backflipping it. Still catches up for the challenge now. Leaves it. Shay already at 2 goals. Looking to get his third to the back wall to the second touch. That one drops in front, but it will be kept out as Dingsy and Spidey look to clear the danger. For the Cobb Gobblers, look to get their first goal of this game. In front, Shay, another clear as the Cobb Gobblers have another overcommit. Yuldi to the corner, a second touch, trying to get past Spidey. A little too mechanical there as that flick goes, but again, just wide from the Cobb Gobblers. That's been how this game has gone for them. The shots have been just wide of the net, just off target, just not good enough. Affinity Academy have always brought it back to them. Shay finds Yuldi. Yuldi, finds a back touch there. Billy Escape, Dingsy to the net, and that's going to fall in. Yuldi there did not control the ball. He got a little bit too comfortable in that corner. Now, free giveaway to the Cobb Gobblers. They're not going to let him forget about that chance. With a little under a minute to go, Cobb Gobblers looking to mount this incredible comeback if they can make it happen. It all starts right there at that goal. Can they add more to it? Billy Escape. Corner. It will be Shay to clear it out. Here comes Yoldi. Jumping is Yoldi, but Whitey's able to get the dunk. Jay looking for Haz, but Billy Escape's already predicted that play. And the Cobb Gobblers could make offense from this. They will. Spidey looking for Billy Escape, but Utility will defend the danger. The Academy needing to slow down play, waste that time, but Utility, I'm not a big fan of that touch because it's an open net, and it's Spidey who'll take it. Yeah, Utility, he felt that pressure behind him in Dingsy, but that doesn't mean he should be making a touch like that. It's just a panic play. You don't want to do that. Especially with so little time left, especially with the chance to guarantee a spot in the playoffs on the line here. If they win this game, they guarantee at the very least they'll be the 4th seed out of their group going into that final bracket. The Cobb Gobblers, 1 goal and potentially they could turn things around for themselves. Billy Escape, gonna get through Haz, but Haz still has it. 10 seconds and counting. Cobb Gobblers struggling to make offense, but Haz continues to struggle here. The dribble, the play, that one actually kept up in front. Shay looking for one more tap down. And Affinity Academy have done it. They've guaranteed their spot in that final bracket. 2 games won. The worst they can do now is 4th seed. And now for those FFP Phoenix players, they're now going to be the biggest Affinity Academy fans in this here. They are currently that number 5 seed. They need the Cobb Gobblers to lose in one way or another, in some fashion, for them to be in the playoffs. You might see what will be our third sweep of the night here on this stream. Affinity Academy guaranteed their spot in the final bracket. For the Cobb Gobblers, for them to do the same, they need to win these next 3 games. A daunting task and a tough team to do it against. But this is the team they have. This is the opportunity they have to take. This is a big moment for the Cobb Gobblers. For Affinity Academy, they are still not resting easy. They want these guys out. It starts with Az. 9 seconds into the gameplay, just pickpockets Spidey here. And leaves Billyscape no option to stop that one. Affinity Academy, one step closer now, knocking the Cobb Gobblers out of the playoffs. And really, I think some of this, feelings that would be the fact that FV Phoenix were one of the teams that did beat Affinity Academy in the regular season. We're one of the 2 teams to do it. Affinity probably want to take that back. They want to have a rematch, and well, they're only one step closer to it. Az puts in his second. The solo plate on the field, and he's just given space here by Dingsy, who went all in on that boost. He wouldn't be able to cover the net because of it. A risky attempt, and he'll learn that risk was not worth it. For Affinity Academy, this early offensive push is only getting stronger. The Cobb Gobblers need to score at least 2 goals back to keep their season, their playoff hopes alive. It's how fast since they haven't scored all that much already, and it only looks like it's going to get worse as Haz has put in his hat trick. We're not even 45 seconds in. Haz has already scored his 3rd goal of this game. It feels like everything for Cobb Gobblers is falling apart before our very eyes. And then this series is a very cruel series. You have to be the top half of your group to make it, which is very different than any of the divisions above it. The divisions above, it's usually the top 8 or so that makes that final bracket out of, maybe, or top 16, depending out of, again, groups of 10. And that's usually a lot easier in those higher divisions. In the Contenders series, there's so many teams, there's so many groups, it's tough to make it. A long bracket as well. Affinity Academy to be one of the teams there. They've already secured their spot, as I've said already. Want to eliminate Cobb Gobblers from that contention. As Yuldi gives that initial challenge now. Demo comes in. We've had a ton of those already from Haz. Now in comes Dingsy. Haz will save it away. It's a follow-up chance for Spidey. That could really be dangerous. It will harmlessly fall aside as these teams continue their series onward. Shay, Dingsy, trying to stop him in the midfield. Haz looking for the dunk on Billyscape, but he won't get it there. Billyscape to the corner. A chance in the midfield. He's dribbled it on a couple players, but he won't get the opportunity as Yuldi will clear it to safety. And now he's looking for a dunk off the ceiling. At the very least, he'll bump Dingsy off of it. Cobb Gobblers steps away from that net. He's now awkward in the midfield. Dingsy, maybe a quick shot. Shay wasn't ready, but that shot will stay offline. Affinity Academy. And they're looking to be one of the strong teams here. Again, a big win here could really mean a lot to that momentum. And at this point, they're shooting for that number 2 seed. If they win this game, they'll guarantee that 2nd seed in their group. As Haz now a dunk. He's actually got his 4th goal on his 4th shot. This guy cannot miss. Again, for Affinity Academy, again, I mentioned only 2 losses so far this season. One's FFV Phoenix, the other to the number 1 seed in Whiffer Wet Jets. For the Cobb Gobblers, so far only 2 losses for themselves. First one coming to Whiffer Wet Jets. The next one against Adrenaline Spike, who have also guaranteed a spot. They're the team that's currently holding 2nd, but for them, if Affinity Academy win this, they'll be dropping down to 3rd seed. A fun position to be in here as Cobb Gobblers. At this point, they don't care about seeding. And Affinity Academy, they probably don't even know how much the seeding matters. It matters in this game. And in fact, they actually might even believe they still have to win to get to the playoffs. That's how well they're playing right now. But that's a great shot from Billy Escape, and of course, Curse comes at a bad time. As Cobb Gobblers will put in their first of Game 3. They've never been shut out in any of these games, I don't believe. But unfortunately for them, with 2 minutes to go, they gotta get 3 goals. That's not an easy task to do. It's possible. We saw them almost do it last game. In this game, almost won't cut it. They have to do it. Season relies on it. As now, Spidey's 2. Cobb Gobblers taking full advantage of a bad break on that defensive half from Affinity as Shay panicked. He had time to control that. Cobb Gobblers, they wouldn't let him get away with that mistake. Affinity Academy, we saw last game them kind of throw that game away a little bit nearing the end. They might be following that very same path here with them in such a good lead. Just need to be able to keep their composure. Such a good position. Just need to hold it at this point. Cobb Gobblers, 2 goals away. 90 seconds left to go. Affinity Academy hold the offense. Unity holds the shot. And Affinity Academy add 1 more to the scoreboard. Unity finish it off, but has with that early shot will create the opportunity. Now with so little time left for the Cobb Gobblers, goals like that are going to make this job a whole heck of a lot harder for them. Yuldi off the sidewall, looking for the touch on the back, in front for Shay! And there's another one, Shay's first of the game. And it's 6-2, the 4-goal lead, which you thought they might have lost before. It's been reinstated here, and the Cobb Gobblers now with much less time to come back from it. Potentially another sweep here. Affinity Academy, not a lot of time left here for the Cobb Gobblers to come back, and for Affinity again, they are on the verge of doing so. Shay, the 50, goes up high. Unity to the back wall, looking for 1 more, but he's ran out of boost. Third touch in front, but it will not go to a teammate. Still Affinity hold this one. Another demo from Haz. Shay, the flip reset. Now looking for the dunk on Billy Scape. Leaves it for Unity, but it won't go in for him. Oh dear, he'll hit it backwards. Cobb Gobblers will chase it down, but they won't get the opportunity. Shay collects it. Now gets past multiple players, wasting precious seconds off that clock. Yuldi, a fake to Haz, to the net. Yuldi's gonna get 1 more touch on it just for good measure. And at this point for the Cobb Gobblers, I can't blame them for challenging. They have to at this position. But it comes too late. Affinity Academy, they need to add points to that scoreboard. A follow coming in from Tiny Tin. Thank you for the follow, Tiny Tin. Welcome in. You came in for what will be probably the tail end of this series. We know Affinity Academy Cobb Gobblers, a series where if Affinity Academy won, they'd make the playoffs, and for the Cobb Gobblers, their loss means they won't be going to the playoffs. 30 seconds to go, but it's probably the last 30 seconds of the season for the Cobb Gobblers. For Affinity Academy, though, a huge moment, a celebratory moment for them. For being a team that didn't even guarantee their spot before the series, and now guaranteeing that they'll be that 2nd seed coming out of this group. That's a big deal of momentum for them. They're going to have a really good position into that final bracket. And for the Cobb Gobblers, their season is over. They won't be going to the playoffs this season. Affinity Academy have knocked them out. Three games straight. Dominant performances from Affinity Academy and their offense. And for a team of players that we've seen on various other rosters before, see them together. This was already, I mean, a very offensive roster. Just all the players they have are so aggressive, but that offense really does come together so well. Just see it there. That's just a great display of offense. For Affinity, also now guaranteed who will be joining them in the playoffs. Again, Whiffer Wet Jets, Journal Spike already guaranteed their spots. Affinity will be joining them, and FFV Phoenix will be joining them because of game differential. Trio sweep to end off our night. What a great final match of the night here. Again, for the Affinity Reborn side as well, the organization, they can only feel happiness at this point. This is a very important series for them. I mean, when your season comes down to 1 match, it means a lot to every player. We'll get a little interview here with Affinity Academy. They said they wanted to join in. We'll give them that opportunity. We might be getting a full team interview as well. We might have all 3 players joining in here. Yeah, we're gonna get this whole team in here for Affinity Academy. And what a final match of the night, though. Again, it's been a while since we've seen all these Affinity teams, but again, good on them for making the playoffs. I believe Affinity Reborn has also made playoffs as well, so Affinity, this season for Blackline has been pretty good for them. I'm sure it's, again, a very happy feeling. No, where is the other Affinity team? There they are, Affinity Reborn. Yeah, they actually qualified really well. They're one of the top seeds in the Champions Division, so for them, it'll definitely be a good feeling here as I can hear somebody joining in. Welcome into the interview room here. Affinity Academy, Shay and Yuldi joining us. I think Haz will be joining us well. Welcome in, Haz. As a big field sweep over the Cobb Gobblers. You've guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. You've also guaranteed the number 2 seed as well along with that. So congrats on your win. And, yeah, for you guys.
Wait,
For
what?
you guys, number 2. You
didn't know that.
Oh, that's
game
sick.
differential.
know that.
5 and 2. Game differential means you advance past the Adrenaline Spike as well. The number 2 seed. Out of that,
Yeah.
actually, you actually guaranteed your spot when you won your first 2 games. In
Oh
the
yeah,
series.
Oh.
I said that in between games. I was like, all right, well.
Remember
we're
that third one?
playoffs.
If you guys can see on the bracket, game differential means you now advance past your Adrenaline Spike, who ended the week off with a +5 game differential. You guys now have a +7 game differential with a 5 and 2
Okay.
record. So
Let's go.
your number 2 seed, only blind Whiffer Wet Jets. So congrats on that win, Shay. How's it feel that before the series, you guys weren't even guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, but now you are one of the stronger teams in your group. So just tell me kind of how it feels. The emotions must be running high.
I was pretty confident going in, to be honest. I told them beforehand, like, there were the implications of it, obviously, but I was like, we're gonna win. It's fine. I'm confident in the team, to be honest. Like, probably more confident than I've ever been in any roster that I've had. And so, I knew going in we were probably gonna clinch it. More than anything, we guaranteed it. I knew we were guaranteed at least a game 5, which clinched us. So.
Hey, coming with that confidence. Also, I know someone else coming in with confidence. Yuldi. It's been a while since I've last seen you. I think the last time I saw you was when you were on Golden Hour Esports Black.
Yeah.
Back when you were in the Golden Cup tournaments, when I believe you won one of them as well. You won that first tournament. So, I mean, for you, obviously, this is a very different tournament than that Golden Cup. Can you maybe describe to me kind of the differences it is in in the quality of teams and the match that you have to do? It just in a lot of things, compared to from Blackline and compared to the Golden Cup, because they're very different tournaments. Tell me kind of the differences that you have had to feel kind of now playing in both.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more competitive, a lot more like teams spread out, around the same rank. So it's really good practice. It's really hard to, be able to make it to the playoffs and to do well in the regular season. But that's the good thing is, that everybody you're gonna play is gonna be someone who you're gonna learn from, win or loss. All these teams are really good and amazing. So just a big skill difference. There's only a couple really good teams that you knew from the Golden Cup, and you knew they were going to dominate. But with Blackline, you never really know who's going to come out on top of the group or who's going to make it to playoffs in your group. So it's really fun and interesting to be able to kind of like not really know and you just play through and try your best.
Joining us here is Haz. I know you were on a striker team in the past, Haz, when you were on the stream. So you've also not been on the stream in a little while, but you're on striker, right, for a 2v2 team? And if I remember.
I don't think I've ever been honest.
What team? What org were you on then for Premier 2s in Skyward?
I've never been in Skyward.
Thinking of a different Haz person?
Maybe.
I swear you're on a Skyward Series team. What teams were you on in the past? Were you on Milky Militia?
Nope.
Man, maybe I'm hallucinating.
I'm in the rough.
I
We
definitely
discovered him.
recognize you from somewhere. Haz.
You might have casted one of my high school games for ECS, maybe.
ECS, that's
Could've.
Evolution Champ Series? Or
Yeah.
maybe that's where I casted you last. I remember you in some sort of a 2v2 matchup, or maybe it's 3s, I don't remember anyways. But welcome in as well, Haz. very aggressive roster so far for you guys. Here showing, and again, I think there's been a kind of consistency tonight. Is that the teams that have won have been super aggressive so far. You guys definitely showed that this felt like a team of 3 really aggressive players, 3 offensive type players. What does it like to play on a roster that's so aggressive? Because it's one that has a very unique playstyle, one that's fun to watch, but also can be very costly and very risky. So, you guys kind of throughout the season, have you guys been able to adapt to a roster that is, one that isn't common, even at this level?
I
I
think-
mean, kind of just going into every match, we see which one of us is just feeling really good, and then we kind of put them on a pedestal almost, and it just works out every single time because we're all really supportive players, but then we're also faster than almost every team we play. So it just works out for us because no other team really has a lot of pace compared to us.
You guys have shown that there's a lot of confidence, a lot of courage on this side, and now going into the playoffs, Jay, you guys, you're gonna have it's a long bracket, just for the upper bracket. There's 5. You gotta go 5 best of 7s to make that grand finals. In the lower bracket, it's a lot longer than that. There's so many rounds in the lower bracket. There's 8 different rounds in the lower bracket before you get to the finals. So for you guys, it's a long bracket. It's a long haul. It's gonna be well over a month of Rocket League action. But for you guys, I'm sure you're ready for this one. Shay, tell me, kind of, how ready are you guys for this final bracket? Because it's a big one, and there's gonna be a lot of pressure on you guys.
I'd say we're fairly ready. I feel like we're just starting now to like finding our footing because, like as has said before, or as you said before, like we're 3 aggressive players, and it took a while for us to like settle into like each other's play styles and know how to play around each other, and like when to be supportive, when to be that aggressive player. So I feel like right now, like this last week or two, we've finally like found our footing in that, and we know how to play around each other. And so the deeper into playoffs we get, the stronger and stronger we're gonna be. We're gonna take our momentum and just roll through everybody.
And I love that you guys have brought the confidence. You're happy now. You're in the playoffs, so congrats on that, and congrats obviously on your win. You're over the Cobb. Gobblers is again a big series, and of course, before you guys go, we'll get some quick shoutouts going. I know it's been a while since a lot of you guys have been on the stream, so but we still have a lot of the same traditions. So let's start with Haz here. Is there any shoutouts? Anything you want to say? Anybody you want to thank before we'll end the stream today?
I mean, obviously, like shout out to my teammates and stuff for just putting effort and all this stuff. But I know my mom is in the chat, so I have to shout out my mom. She watches all my games. So yeah.
Of course, we'll now move on to Yoldi. Is there anybody you have in mind to shout out? Maybe your mother's watching.
I think she's asleep right now, or she definitely would be. But obviously, like Has said, shout out to my 2 teammates. These guys are the goats. They put in a lot of work and a lot of effort into improving every day, and I really appreciate that. But someone specifically that I want to give a huge shout out to, someone who always is supporting us and making sure that we're all good and up to date. Our org owner Soj, a big shout out to him for always keeping us, and checking in line. So
Now we'll end things off with Shay, who's been on this Affinity Reborn organization for a pretty long amount of time. You're still sticking loyal to it. Is there anything? Yeah, since day one, you've been there for a while. I don't think I've ever seen you not on an Affinity Reborn side. So, is there any stars you have? Anything you want to say? Any final messages out to anybody watching?
Obviously, like these 2 said, each other, like goated teammates. I really could not do anything without these 2. Soj, of course, literally, Soj, my goat. The only reason I'm like on this roster to begin with, and I've been on the academy team for so long. Tomato as well. Tomato is like our coach, helped us find some semblance of our footing, and told us some of our big glaring issues that we had when we were like done like series. I think we dropped the series like 2 weeks ago, and that's the only series we've dropped aside from the week 1 forfeit. So we learned from that one from him. So shout out to him. Shout out to my teammates and Soj as well.
Again, congrats on your win here to Yoldi, Haz, and Shay here of the Affinity Academy side of 3-0 sweep wins to qualify to the playoffs. Congratulations on doing that. Good luck in the playoffs. Hopefully, we'll see you guys again soon. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Love you, Sporty.
And that was Shay, Yoldi, and Haz there of Affinity Academy. A 3-0 sweep will end off the night there for us. Again, I know I hate it whenever action is ever done and over, but it is how things work. Again, a big, big Fio sweep. We'll don't get a raid going here. Thank you all so much for joining tonight. It's been an amazing week so far. We'll be live again tomorrow. We've got at least one match tomorrow, so we'll be seeing you guys again soon here on Space Stream. But for now, stay safe, be well, everybody. We'll see you soon.